Okay, so we're now going to do the second part, which is level 30. Okay, the fins were level 1, and this is level 30. I am going to, for those of you who are following along, I am going to do the scoop. Okay? And I'm going to need some mathematical help right now. So for those of you who are really good at math, I might need your help right now. Okay, so I have this part right here, and feel free to write on your paper. This part right here, from here to here, is 3 inches. This part. And this part right here is 3/8. And this part right here is 3/8. So the center part is 3 inches. This little part is 3/8. This little part is 3/8 from the dotted line to the solid line. So how long is my total piece? How long is my... Yeah. So the whole thing from here all the way to here is 3 inches and 6/8. Or 3 inches and how many out of 16? So you are correct when you're saying 3 and 6/8. How much would it be if my denominator is 16? 12. We're actually not simplifying. We're actually doing the opposite of simplifying. We're having a denominator of 16. So 8 times 2 is 16. So 6 times 2 is 12. If I lost you, that's fine. All you care about right now is you got to draw a line that's 3 and 12/16. We got to draw a line that's 3 and 12/16. Okay, I'm going to write that down. 3 and 12/16. Why did I convert it into 16ths? Because our rulers, those little lines, are out of 16ths. So give yourself some room from the fins, kind of like in the center, okay? I'm going to draw, so I'm going to like skip like a finger or 2 fingers over. I'm going to draw a line that is 3 and 12/16. So I'm going to go to, make sure you're on that invisible line that's at the bottom. So you measure, you put your ruler there. You're going to do 3 inches. And then the tricky part is to count 12 little tiny lines after the 3. So count 12 little tiny lines after the 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And it should be a longer line, not as long as the half, but just, obviously you're not going to go all the way to the 4. So after the 3, you're going to count 12 little tiny lines, little 12, and it should actually be this line right there. Right there. It's a little bit longer than the other ones, not as long as a half. So you're going to go to 3, and then you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And when you hit that 12 little tiny line, that's where you start drawing your line. So I want a line from 0 to this line right here. That's this. Sorry. Any questions? Concerns? Okay. Thumbs up if you're ready to move on. Okay, 2 of you. 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 kids, huh? 7? 7. I'm not crying. You're crying. 7 kids. I wish they would give you like a thumbs down arrow. I know it's in the participation, but the other one. No, don't give me thumbs down. Thumbs up. Okay. Are we okay? Don't worry about the fins. If you're not done with the fins, forget about them. Focus on this one because this is level 30. The fins I think you're able to do on your own with the YouTube video, but this with me. All right, are we okay? Okay. Now, level 40. Count 3 eighths, 6 3 eighths, 6 eighths. So you're going to do 6 16ths and do a little mark for me. So you're going to count 6 little tiny lines. So you're going to count from 0 over 6 little tiny lines and mark it off your paper. So I'm going to go to the line I already drew. To the line I already drew, you are going to put your ruler and then count 6 little tiny lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you're going to put a mark right there. So 6 16ths, you're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and put a little vertical line right there on the line we already drew. On the line we already drew, you're going to count 6 little tiny, tiny, tiny lines and draw a vertical line. We okay? On this, it's we literally just did this part right here. We literally just did that part. We separated that. Okay? Now, to make it easier for you, from that little new line that you just drew, from that little new little tiny 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 little line, mark off 3 inches. Mark off 3 inches over. So you have this little mark that was 6 16ths, and then you're going to measure 3 inches here, and then you're going to mark off where the 3 inches end. So put my ruler there, it's at 0. Then I'm going to go over to 3 inches and put a little tiny mark on 3 inches. This is my little tiny, tiny mark right there. Okay, and this space from my finger to my pencil is 3 inches. From here to here is 3 inches. So mark it off. You're going to mark off where the 3 inches is. And if you did a good job, I don't even know if I'm going to be right. This little tiny edge should also be 6 16ths. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the drawing? Oh, so what is due today is whatever I do. So, okay, so just hurry up and catch up with me. The videos will be available. I don't know when exactly. Maybe after your class during the break, I'll post them. But do you have any of this drawn? Okay. Okay. So you have your 2 fins? Okay. All right. So but pay attention. Pay attention to me right now. It is kind of hard to catch up right now. When I do the third and final thing that's somewhere else on your paper, then start with us again. Okay. So, okay, this is what's the hard part. Okay. So go to the one that's where you did your little mark here. It might sound confusing, guys, but just stay with me. You're gonna go up 3 inches. You're gonna go up 3 inches. So from here, you're gonna go up 3 inches. So from the inside, not the outside. So this is where kids get messed up. Don't do it from the outside edge. Do it from the inside little line. You're gonna go to 3 inches. Now wait. Now wait. Make sure that it is vertical, that your ruler is not to the edge, like slanted. Make sure to the best of your ability it's nice and straight. Now, I want you to dash this line. Dash it. Don't make it solid. So from 0, dash, 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 all the way to the bottom. So this line is 3 inches, but it's not a line, it's dashed. It's dashed. Now, from the other side, we're going to do the same thing on this part. We're going to go to that little line up there, vertical line, and set my 3-inch there. Make sure my lines, my ruler is vertical, nice and straight. Dash, 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 dash. Okay, what is wrong with this? I'm not saying I'm wrong. Oh, I'm totally off. Why am I off? Okay, so I made a mistake because when I wanted to connect these two dotted lines horizontal, like it would be like this, and I'm like, what's wrong? What's wrong? So I went back and I measured, and I don't think my ruler was nice and perpendicular, nice and vertical. So I went back and I had to erase this part because it was too big. Because you should be able to connect these two lines and they should be meeting at the same point. And they should be 3 inches across. And I'm going to make a solid line here, connecting the top. And when I measure this, it should be 3 inches when I measure this line. Ready? All right, cool. Now, we are going to count 2 over 16th. So 2 over 16th is 2 itty bitty little lines after the 0. So kids always get this confused. 2 little itty bitty 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 little lines after the 0 and do a little tiny little mark. Actually, you can extend the line. So extend this line 2 little tiny specks over, 2 little lines, 2/16. So you can barely see it. It's right there. So that right there is 2/16. So that's 2 little tiny little lines and draw over. You're going to do the same thing on this side. You're going to count 2/16 over. So put my ruler at the edge, count 2 little spaces. I'm actually just going to extend my line. Just extend your line. Try not to do it too high up. Extend my line. And you can barely see it, but it makes a huge difference when you're trying to fly this. The 2/16 right there, 2 little 16ths right there. It looks like you just kind of accidentally extended your line, but there is a purpose. 2/16. So that is also 2/16. And when it comes to the paper, well, actually, we actually just did that part where it says 1/8. I convert it into 16th because our ruler is divided into 16th. So right there, right there. And then your last step for the scoop is to connect this edge, this extended line, to this part right here at the bottom on a diagonal. Since they measure differently, it's not a straight down, it's on a diagonal, just like your fins. So it ends up looking like that. Let's see who is here. Oof. For these lines? I don't know. This line? I don't know. Because if you do this part and you do this part, those lines should be okay. I mean, let's see. What do I measure? Oh, they measure 3 inches. Yeah, they measure 3 inches. But they're on a slight diagonal. They're not completely vertical. So make sure, because this line, this little tiny part is shorter than this part, right? So hopefully they don't meet completely 100% vertical, right? Okay, so this is called your scoop.